Hi, this is ronMctube. We're playing the Hunter on PC. Today we're taking a look at natural bows. The Heavy Recurve bow has just come out, which I've got in my hand. I'm going to take a look at this and I'm going to compare it to the other natural bows. You may ask why there is a Heavy Recurve bow. Well, it's based on a community member Instinctive Archer's real life bow he's been building. I'll put a description in the video with a link to that forum thread. One thing you may notice straight away from looking at the Heavy Recurve bow and a normal recurve bow is the actual thickness. As I'm looking at the normal recurve bow here, you can see it's quite slender, quite thin, whereas the heavy bow is quite thick. I'll just show you now. Also, you will notice that the sound is different from when you draw the bows back. They all sound different, so sounds are different. They're not just reskins like some people say. The only one you could say anything like that is the carbon, but I think the carbon looks the best out of all the bows anyway, so I'll forgive on that one. One thing on this bow though is you see the gape. The gape's quite wide and the shaft's quite wide compared to the normal recurve, which I'm showing you now. So I'm just wondering if that might block your view a bit, might slow you down when aiming. So we will see in a minute on the range to see if it affects accuracy or not. One thing good about recurve bows is they can take tracer arrows. Tracer arrows are very good for doing long range shots and people like them because they're cool. The thing is, some of the other bows, the natural bows, don't use them, so that's a down point for them. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the longbow. I'll show you that. I do like the simplicity of the longbow. Draw back, it's all straight, very natural. Thing is, you aim to the side and there isn't a gape, which does help. I think aiming like this is a bit more awkward. This bow you seem to shoot, I'd say on average, about 5 meters less than the recurve. It's also a bit more awkward to aim, so also it can't fire tracer arrows, so that's a few negative points against the recurve. Another minus for the longbow is you can't hunt bison with it, which is not good either, because obviously all the other natural recurve bows you can hunt all ethical species. Now I'm taking a look at my favourite natural bow. It's the carbon version. I do like this one the best because I think overall it looks the best, looks modern. Do like the black, it really does work with it, and I think overall this recurve bow is the best. Thin gape there, I can see all the animal when it's in front of me. Nice and easy to aim, probably the easiest out of all the ones, so that is probably my #1 bow I like. Now let's take a look at the last natural bow, which is the cable back bow. This bow come out recently. Do like how it looks really good. It's a really big bow as well. I can hardly fit it on the screen. You aim similar to the longbow. I think this one is probably the weakest out of all of them, so that's not good for a start, because obviously it's a negative, isn't it? If it's the weakest, you don't want to be really using that, but I do like it because how it looks. Also, you can't use tracer arrows for the cable back bow, just like a longbow, so that's another negative, and you can't hunt bison for it. So we're at archery editions now. We're going to test out all the bows, 5 quick shots up to 30 meters. That is a rough distance you're going to use these bows at. See which is the best, which is easiest to use, and which I prefer. So there's the first on the moose. Nailed the bear, next to whitetail. These are all about 15 meters, and all the natural bows should do these easy. Next is the whitetail, about 20 meters. You have to aim a little bit once you start going 20 meters or above, and then the black bear is 30 meters. So just aimed a little bit above flat, so that's nice and easy. Wasn't too bad. Let's check the distance. 31, so about 30 meters. It was pretty simple. Didn't slow me down too much with the thickness of the bow either, so that went pretty well. Let's try the next bow. I'm going to try the worst bow now, which is the cable back bow. So these first three should be pretty simple. I think the one with this bow is the arrowhead can slightly throw you a bit, and it seems a bit harder to aim. I've noticed already on that short shot that I fired slightly above where I want to hit. It was a long, but I'm having to, this one needs to be pulled down lower than the recurve. I've just been using the heavy recurve, so I've got to knock it down a bit. I've already I don't believe it. Right, third time looking. So if I aim a bit low on this, I seem to get the same like shots I need. So slightly lower, I've got to pull the bow down a bit. Let's just try the bear. Lower down, yeah, that's good. So as you can see, the cable back bow, probably the worst bow of the lot. Put that to the bottom of your list on the natural bows. Harder to use, no tracers, no bison. Next we're going to try the normal recurve bow. Remember, it's thinner, smaller gape, so I'm going to see if that's going to make it more accurate, easier to use, and if we can do it faster. So here we go, first shot on the moose. You could argue that I've used this more than the others, so I'm more used to using it, so it might be easier. I think the recurve is the best natural bow to use. Is it better than the heavy recurve bow? Then if it's about the same, then you come down to the sound and looks, wouldn't you? Which one do you like the look of the best? That's often personal. So did that really simple, up to 30 meters, really quick. So like I say, I think the recurve is the best bow out of the natural bows, and then it just comes down to what you think the bow looks like personally. If you like the graphite one best like I do, then you'll probably choose that as your main bow. If you like the natural looking one, you probably pick the heavy recurve, or you pick the normal one. Now onto the longbow. Let's try this. Do like the looks of this, like I said, up to 15 meters, it's not too bad, but often you'll shoot about 5 meters less with this than the recurves. Also, no tracer arrows and no bison. So it's right down there with the cable back bow. So bottom two. It's a nice natural bow though, but it's just, if you've got a better bow, that's the one you generally use. So that's the thing with bows or rifles. You can have 300 rifles, 300 bows, but generally the one you'll use every time is the best one, and that's what we're looking for now, to see which is the best one. So here's in order how I rate the bows. First place, carbon recurve bow. Tracer arrows, looks the best, ethical for all species. That's my opinion. I think that's my favourite natural bow. Next, I would say tied for two bows is the normal recurve, because it's easy to use, got tracer arrows, ethical for all species. Also the heavy recurve bow, and I'd say that because I think it looks better than the natural one. So the last two spots are going to be the longbow, and the longbow because you can't use tracer arrows with it, it's harder to use than the recurves, also not ethical for bison. And the last one is going to be the cable back bow. Quite like the look of it, but not ethical for bison, no tracer arrows, seems to be the weakest out of the whole lot. So there you go, there's my roundup. One good thing I would tell you though, if you haven't got any of the natural bows, you can buy a bundle now where you get quite a bit of a saving if you do that, and it's the equivalent to maybe saving 2 or 3 bows. So if you haven't got any, I'd actually do that and then get the whole lot. But overall, the recurve bows are the best natural bows. So our first live deer, our first test in the wilderness, is a whitetail. I've just found it at the back of the testing area we've just been at, Archery Editions. So hopefully that's going to oblige. We're going to take a shot now we've had a bit of a warm up with it, and hopefully we'll get our first deer. I'm going to let him come in. He is coming. He's not a big whitetail. You often get whitetail or elk straight outside Dartwood Lodge where we're at now. Sometimes they can be big, sometimes they can be small, but often you do get them in this area. I'm going to get him about 20 to 25 meters and wish me luck, cross my fingers and hopefully hit him. And then we'll get our first achievement. I'll take a trophy shot and that'll be the end of the video. If you want any videos or tutorials, guides, anything or anything to do with the hunter, drop comments in the video description or PM me via Steam or whatever media, Facebook, and just tell me what you'd like to see. If I can help out, I'll do that. I've got a great video coming up tomorrow I'm going to do. I'm not going to say where it is yet, but you'll see that tomorrow. Also had a great video yesterday where I got my personal best elk, 418. So happy about that, it was really good. Right, here's the whitetail. He's getting in range now. Comfortable range, I would say. Come on, whitetail. Is he going to stop? No, we're going to have to shoot him on the move, I think. And he's down. So let's go over and collect him. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you found it insightful, helpful, discussing about the natural bows. I'm ronMctube. Been playing the Hunter on PC. Please subscribe to my YouTube channels. Hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching.